Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy T-Dub. What's blazing the sports, guys? Listen, we are coming in right at the very end of Whyte versus Browne. Listen, it was a big knockout. We're going to get right into it, guys. We're going to stay with the post-fight interview. If you don't want no spoilers, you might want to come back a little bit. If you're okay with it, you want to hear your boy T-Dub talk about it. Dillian Whyte just knocked Browne into a new dimension, guys. And we're going to get into the full post-fight. We're going to get it all into it. Again, it's your boy T-Dub, what's blazing the sports, going 100% live. Stay with your boy. We're going to talk about it. We got the post-fight interview coming up next. They're showing a replay. Looks like Dillian Whyte just missed the right hand and came back with a left hook guide that he must have started with more before he brought it back to earth. And when it landed on Lucs Browne, it knocked him out cold. Guys, again, this is your boy T-Dub with Blazing Sports, giving you the live breakdown. I mean, when you talk about putting somebody to sleep, guys, I believe Dillian Whyte had a handful of Ezekiel in that left hook because as soon as he hit Lucs Browne, he went straight to sleep, guys, and he said, "Do not disturb. Snooze button must be off." Again, guys, it's 100% live. They are showing a replay of the knockout, the stoppage. I predicted Dillian Whyte going to win. I told a lot of people the flaws that I saw in Lucs Browne, not knocking him, but I saw a lot of flaws. Even though I wanted to see, honestly, Lucs Browne pull off the upset, but, you know, common sense tells me you got to go with the skills. You got to go with the person that's probably going to win, which is Dillian Whyte. I seen a lot of flaws within Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte should have got him out of here a lot earlier than he did. But, guys, either way, they didn't stop it, but it did result into a mega knockout. We got the post-fight interview coming up, guys. You know how I do it. Your boy T-Dub going to hush up and let you listen to it. But right now, guys, they are still trying to revive Lucs Browne. He is hurting. He is in pain. He is asleep. He just put snooze. He is still knocked out, guys. This is a bad knockout. Remember, guys, if you're catching this, please hit the like button, subscribe, share. This is your boy T-Dub, what's blazing the sports, coming to you live, guys, giving you the full fight breakdown like nobody else, giving you the blow-by-blow action, talking to you the only way I know how. Guys, again, Lucs Browne is knocked out cold. I mean, literally, this guy was knocked out on a sawed-off mattress. He was done. He is feeling the pain. But guys, honestly, from the beginning, you can see, I'm going to get to the details, but there was a complete mismatch. Looks like Lucs Browne is now sitting up. They have an oxygen, look like a mask on it right now, trying to get him some oxygen. They probably had to use type of smelling salts or liquids or something. But again, guys, your boy T-Dub was playing in the sports. They're just trying to get him up, man. They're just trying to get him up. I mean, he is laid out. I'm not sure if I've seen anybody knocked out like him in a while. He's up. He's on his feet, guys. He's on his feet, which is good. I'm glad he's up because you got to think about these guys' health. And he took a lot of punishment before that knockout. Where he's being fed cannon fodder to the top of the division. Should he land a big fight, he will be seen as a again, guys, we're going to stay tuned to the post-fight interview. We're going to see if he's going to call out Deontay Wilder, or will he call out Anthony Joshua? Do you believe that this fight right here should promote him to the next level? I think he's already mandatory for Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua has expressed interest in a rematch with Dillian Whyte. Again, guys, the sole focus right now is on making sure Lucs Browne's okay. He took a monster left hook, guys. Completely slept him. This is the definition of sleeping somebody. When you knock somebody out, you hit them in their face and they face plant and nothing moves. I mean, this was almost like when Sergio Martinez knocked out Paul Williams. Paul Williams was sleeping the same like Lucs Browne. Again, guys, T-Dub was blazing the sports. We're here live. Please hit the like button, share button. And I believe the knockout, just to make sure Lucs Browne's health is intact, which is delaying the post-fight interview. He's up. The crowd is clapping for him. I'm glad he's okay. because this man needs to go home to his family. Well, we're going to get into it, guys. We won't hear two sides of the interview, I'll tell you that for sure.
Threw almost 100 more, 97 more in fact, and landed his punches at a 41% connect rate, which is high enough to do considerable damage.
Look at that.
Circumstance.
72 punches landed by Whyte, 132 thrown, 55% of his punches landed.
If a fighter lands 50% of his power punches, 99 times out of 100, he's going to be the winner in the fight. And Dillian Whyte was an easy winner here tonight.
All right. Looks like they're getting close to the post-fight interview, guys.
The audience generating some sympathy and support for Lucs.
I would say this: looked like Dillian Whyte had a pretty nice crowd, man. When they panned throughout the crowd, it looked like it was pretty much a sold-out crowd, a packed house. It is good to see that he does have some drawing power. Once again, guys, I have to say this: over there, their fans support their fighters. I don't care how you look at it; they support their fighters. But guys, here we go. Here we go. Closing announcement, Michael Buffer. Let's put some volume to it.
It was not a TKO. This was an erasure.
This is a complete knockout, guys. Dillian Whyte, which is black or brown, just knocked out Lucs Browne, which is white, not brown. I mean, this is an extreme delay in the post-fight interview. All right, here we go, guys.
At 37 seconds of round number 6 as referee.
37 seconds.
Waves off the count and stops this bout. The winner by knockout victory. Still.
The
WBC silver heavyweight champion.
You see what he is?
Pride of Brixton, London, England. Dillian, the body snatcher.
Dillian, guys. Remember, guys, post-fight interview, we are going to play that live. We're not getting away from it. Dillian Whyte just literally knocked every bit of eye crust and dust and rust off of Lucs Browne, guys. It was a 100% mismatch. I picked Dillian Whyte to win, even by knockout. I really wanted to see Browne do a little bit better. But, guys, common sense said that Dillian Whyte was a better fighter. He was a younger fighter. And we're going to get into it, man. We're still waiting on the post-fight interview. We're going to talk about it. Is he coming or what is he doing? All right. Looks like he's coming to the Sky Television right now. This is coming. He's coming out the ring.
He's got a lot of business.
You know what? This is a little bit different. Are they making him wait? Looks like Dillian Whyte is doing an interview outside the ring. Then they might have to come do an interview inside the ring, guys. Here we go, right here.
You know, you showed up, we tried, but I knew this wasn't happening. But listen, hopefully it's well. But listen, Deontay Wilder, where you at?
Deontay Wilder.
Where you at?
Called him out. Let's go, let's go.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Let's get it, Deontay.
Let's get it, Deontay.
No more excuse. Forget Joshua. Just let me ready.
Forget Joshua.
Let's do this. June, live on all 2. Let's get it.
Let's do this, Joshua June.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. All right.
Okay, I think we can probably have a little bit of fun with this. What sort of statement do you think you sent out tonight on Sky Sports and with our colleagues in the States on HBO? I proved to everyone I'm world class.
He's world class. Okay.
We kept quiet. We work hard. Me, my coaches, my brother, my family. You know, I've been up in love for working hard. Solitude. Staying with my family up there at the Falcon Inn. You know, training in some crap garage. You know, cold as hell, no heating, training my nuts off, man, and it paid off, you know. But like we said, I've said it, Mark said it, Eddie said it, my brother said it, everyone said it. I'm a good fighter, but no one ever seen it yet. I need the challenge. When the challenge is there, that's when I rise. You know, as you guys see, every time I've had a hard
When the challenge is there, they always rise.
Lucs Browne 40 power was incredible. I show him, listen, I might have 22 knockout, but I can crack.
Were you expecting more from him tonight because of what was said in the build-up and his knockout ratio?
Like I said, a lot of people say this and say that, and when they come here and stand up in front of me, it's a different story. Listen, O2 is my home. We're going to bring some more fights here. Let's get it. I'm going to lay all of these guys out one by one.
Do you believe that you're a good enough fighter to win a world heavyweight title?
I wouldn't be here tonight if I didn't believe that. you know, and I proved it. Listen, I beat a former world champion. I just knocked out a world champion in 5-6 rounds tonight. So that should tell you where I'm at.
He said he just knocked out a world champion in 5-6 rounds tonight. He said Lucas Browne was a world champion. He just knocked him out in 5-6 rounds. Guys, we're going to talk about it.
Anthony Joshua against Joseph Parker next weekend, and they'll want to do it for all the belts. But the WBC could call you as mandatory. What do you expect will happen?
If the WBC, listen, the WBC are good people, they're loyal people, and they seem to stick to their word, and they want their fighters to be active. And I think people are tired of Deontay Wilder fighting these halfway guys. You know, Joshua isn't fighting next, so his next fight is me. You know, if he fights someone else, I'm going to go to America and kick off.
If they do say that you have to do a final eliminator against Dominic Brazil, Eddie Hearn can shed some light on this. Would you do that?
Listen, Eddie is a man. We've had a great relationship. We've been working for a while now, and my team is good. We have made the right decision. So whatever these guys say, I just want to fight. I love fighting. I want to bring pain. My left hook is back. You know, it's been a long 2 years work because I've had the shoulder surgery. You know, my physios, you know, they've been working, and now I have confidence in that left hook again. When I landed, I walked away straight away because I knew that was that. You know, I've always had a good left hook, but I've had issues with it. I know it's back. You know, You know, Lucas Browne, big, strong guy. He was heavy-handed, but I'm not scared of power. Power don't faze me.
Another avenue that could open up is, like you said, if Deontay Wilder takes another route and takes another fight, do you want to avenge that defeat against Anthony Joshua?
I'd like to fight Anthony Joshua another 3, 4, 5 times in my career. You know, me and him got chemistry. We bring a lot of each other. And, you know, listen, all these fights are they're big fights, but if me and him step in the ring, there's something that just sparks between me and him. It's like we're two lifetime lovers.
How much do you think you've improved since that first fight in December 2015 with Anthony Joshua?
A few people, you know, people behind the scene knows, you know, like people told me like someone over there is looking at me. He said, listen, you've got all the ingredients. You just need to make it into a cake. I'll make it, and you're the perfect fighter. You know, so I have to believe in myself, keep working, keep training. My coaches, everyone believes in me around me. You know, a lot of people underestimate me. A lot of people write me off, but it's good. You know, like, I keep training like the underdog, and I believe I'm the underdog. You know, I like that mindset. I like when people write me off. I like proving people wrong. I like proving people wrong. You know, when people write me off, it's something inside of me just ignite. I'm a stubborn person. You know, stubbornness is good and it's also bad, but for me, it's good to be stubborn. You know,
that's very low.
So, as the aftermath continues in London's O2 Arena,
all right.
Dillian Whyte's brutal knockout of Lucas Browne.
Here we go. Let's go in and get into this real quick, guys. Thank you guys for if you get a chance to jump on into this. T-Dog was Blazing Sports. Please remember to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Guys, Dillian Whyte just fought Lucas Browne in a pretty one lopsided type of fight. Lucas Browne did not bring anything to the table. His slow-paced style fighting, his lack of defense, his hands down, a lot of things that I mentioned in the pre-fight. Some people say that, you know, oh, that's not right, that's not right. I'm telling you this right now. When I say the guy does not bring his hands back, he hold him down 6 inches below his chin. He doesn't have good footwork. He doesn't put a lot of power behind his jabs and the lack of head movement. I wanted to see Browne do a lot better. Actually, if Browne could have called a nice shot and won the fight, I definitely would have liked to see how that would have shook up what went next for either Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn, or Anthony Joshua. But guys, as this fight went on from round 1, guys, like I said, this is a full fight live breakdown from round 1. It was evident that Dillian Whyte just had this guy number, landing right hand after right hand after right hand. Easy, guys. And a lot of times, yeah, you can kill somebody with 1 or 2 shots. But when you kill somebody that often, you can say either they got great timing or the other person got horrible head movement. In this case, it's maybe a combination of 2. Maybe Dillian Whyte had pretty good timing, but I did not see Lucas Browne move his head not once. And then the second round, maybe around the second or third round, Lucas Browne was already showing signs of being beat up, battered. His left eye was cut. It was bleeding. All in his eyes, guys. He was looking like the movie of Rocky, but, guys, it did not end like Rocky. Rocky at least came back and fought Apollo to either a decision that Apollo got that people feel Rocky should have got, or even a real rematch with Rocky Ron. No, guys, this would have been a real-life version of Rocky. Yes, you were an underdog. Yes, they picked you just to beat you, But when you got in that ring, it don't matter what mega god you pray to, it just wasn't your night. But again, guys, very lopsided. So let's get to it. Either way, fight went on, pretty lopsided, landed big right hands, till finally he missed the right hand, and he came back with a left hook that he had to bring somewhere in between Venus and Mars. And when he brought it back to Earth, guys, it had every rock and stone it can pull within its gravitation and landed on Lucas Browne's chin. Once it hit, once it connected, it was like he took 3 doses of NyQuil, Z-Quil, and whatever else to knock you clean the F out, and he was done. As Lucas Browne hit the ground, guys, he was out like Paul Williams. Actually, Paul Williams might have been worse because his guy's eyes was wide open. But Lucas Browne, literally, this guy was knocked into a sleep as if he stayed, at least he did a contest that he had to stay up for 25 hours straight, and he finally went to sleep. He was done. Now, let's get to the post-fight interview. Him calling out Deontay Wilder. Dillian Whyte said he just beat a world-class champion in that ring. I'm going to hate to say this, guy, but Lucas Browne is not a world-class champion. Lucas Browne did have a pretty good record, 25 wins, 22 by knockout. But as we saw in that ring today, guys, to be honest, most of the heavyweight that we see on typical TV that fight actually has better overall skill than Lucas Browne. Lucas Browne had 38 years old, did not have good foot movement, did not have a good jab, and I'm not even sure he threw one power punch the whole fight, or even if he landed a power punch to the face. There's no knock on him, guys, but listen, if you saw the fight, if you didn't see the fight, that's exactly how it was. He fought Dillian Whyte similar that he fought, what I'm thinking about, oh man, I can't get his name, hear my name. Lost track of it. What is his name, guys? Now, as soon as I hang up, it's going to come to me. But let me turn this down just a little bit so we can keep it going, guys. Dillian Whyte said beating Lucas Browne, he's ready for the big times. I'm going to tell you this right now. Dillian Whyte might end up fighting Deontay Wilder next. He called out Deontay Wilder. He even said he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua 3 more times, maybe 4 in his career, but he called out Anthony Joshua next. Not Anthony, but Deontay Wilder. He even said Deontay Wilder should forget fighting Joshua. This is the fight to make. In all honesty, that is, no, he should not forget Joshua. But if Joshua stays to his word, which Anthony Joshua said, if Wilder keep calling him out to fight him, he's going to freeze him out. And if Wilder doesn't say anything, then he's going to pick and choose and fight who he wants. Which means that it's a good chance, maybe an 85% chance, Joshua don't want that heat next to Wilder, and him, Eddie Hearn, and whoever else is going to push for the Dillian Whyte they fight next. But from what I've seen from Dillian Whyte here, yes, he has some skills, but he has a lot of things from being lined up. I think once Wilder hit him, he's going to realize that it really is what it says. All right, Anthony says Wilder will add Whyte to his list of who to keep talking about but duck. I'm going to tell you this right now. Wilder's not ducking Dillian Whyte. I'm not sure where you get that from, but Wilder's not ducking Dillian Whyte. Wilder is doing what any champion should do. Wilder is chasing the #1 guy. Listen, if you're Deontay Wilder and you got 40 wins and no losses and 39 KOs, why would you fight down? Why did Dillian Whyte fight Lucas Browne, who was rated 15, and obviously most people saw that Lucas Browne couldn't deal with Dillian Whyte. Even my boy that's from Australia, he picked Dillian Whyte. Yes, he hoped Browne would win. I hope Browne would do better, but he did not do better. This was not a test for Dillian Whyte. This was not a stepping stone to show me that Dillian Whyte deserves a shot at Deontay Wilder. He might get it because I believe he's a mandatory, or he might have to fight Dominique Breeze. But either way, he might fight. If he fights Wilder next, I'm predicting Wilder by knockout. Dillian Whyte, work ethic, and his overall fighting style, I just don't believe is going to be enough for Wilder straight right hand. Anthony comes back, says, offer more than he's ever earned, 4.5 pounds, and not fight him when Joshua was already booked into a fight. Listen, you telling me right now, Anthony, you're telling me that Joshua versus Dillian Whyte is a harder fight than Joshua versus Ortiz? Are you saying that? Are you saying that Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, It's a harder fight than Luis Ortiz. Well, I'll tell you this right now. I hope they make the Joshua versus a Wilder fight, and on the undercard, put Dillian Whyte versus Luis Ortiz. Because Luis Ortiz said he was already down for making that magic happen. Listen, why didn't Joshua fight Luis Ortiz when Luis Ortiz was mandatory? How come ain't nobody want to mess with Luis Ortiz? And Wilder had to give Luis Ortiz 2 shots. After the first shot, he got found with something in the system that was banned, and then Wilder went back and gave him a second shot. I'm just saying this. Why is there an excuse and say Wilder is ducking Whyte, but there is no excuse to say Joshua is ducking Wilder? Wilder's number 1. Well, number 2. Joshua's number 1. Why is number 2 and number 1 not fighting? Why we don't have a unified division? What does Wilder need to do to get that fight? Why does Wilder have to fight everybody but Joshua? Why does Joshua get to fight everybody but Wilder? Anthony coming back and say 100%. It's a harder fight. Ortiz was 84. He looked terrible in his last 5 fights, and he just come off of PEDs. All right, Anthony also said the WBA banned Ortiz. That's why he never fought him. Facts. Listen, Luis Ortiz right now is still one of the most skilled fighters in the heavyweight division. He lost to Wilder. That don't mean he's old, because he didn't look old in that fight. He looked very skilled in that fight, and he was doing very good against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has something that's very rare that a lot of people don't have, and it's called a right hand that was blessed by 5 or 6 demigods, or either he went to Thanos and he bore the Infinity Gauntlet and he's punching everybody dead in their mouth, and every time he hits them, they seem to fall down. And if he fights Dillian Whyte, I'm telling you how it's going to go. If he fights Dillian Whyte he's not really fast with his feet. He got good combinations. I like the way Dillian Whyte throws that right hand. I like the way Dillian Whyte goes to the body. I like the way Dillian Whyte actually try to fire after you fire to catch you in the crossfires. Now, this is not just knocking Dillian Whyte and saying he's trash, you know, because I think he got some good things. But when you talk about mixed matching fighters, I think Wilder dealing with a longer jab that's going to be affected by Wilder and a right hand. I'm telling you right now, you can try all you want, but you are not going to be able to duck that right hand all night. Anthony comes back at me. Anthony challenges T-Dub one more time. He says, come on, bro. You know Wilder is the weakest heavyweight in America has ever had, and even his own fans says he's only win if he lands the right hand, which shows his confidence of his fans having in him. Listen, I'm an honest person, Anthony. Listen, if you haven't got to me, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and now I'm going to talk to you real quick. Wilder is a guy that, honestly, he should have a movie one day. He started boxing very late. He entered to the Olympics and even got bronze as he started very late. You can tell now when he fight. His stance is not always traditional. He don't always bring his hands back right. He doesn't do a lot of things like, let's say, Luis Ortiz, who I think is a crafty fighter. But as he goes, Wilder's getting better and better and better. And it doesn't matter how you look at it. If he got a right hand that's been blessed by Zeus and Hercules or whoever else, he has that right hand. You can't take that from him. Triple G is not the most technical fighter in the world, but he has power. You can't take power out the equation like it's just not there. Because if you take power out the equation, a lot of power punchers wouldn't be what they are today. A lot of people wouldn't be able to move up and down the divisions. He also says Joshua started very late and got go. Listen, Joshua is an overall better technical fighter than Wilder. But Joshua has a lot of things that I think can be capitalized on, like Klitschko capitalized on. I think Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight would be a darn good fight, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying Wilder's going to come out there and punch the living daylights out of Joshua in one round and make him quick work. And I'm not saying Joshua will come in there and mop the floor like it's been 30 from 3 days on Wilder. What I am saying is Wilder, a fighter, is calling out a fighter in Joshua and saying, let's just find out. I think it'll be a darn good fight. I think Anthony Joshua hits harder than Luis Ortiz, and I think Wilder hits harder than Joshua. The thing is, we're going to see who lands and who gets who out of there. This is me breaking down live no teleprompter, interactive with Anthony, and whoever else dares to jump in the chat room to just say something different, or if you agree, I truly understand it. Anthony said Wilder gets schooled by a journeyman and then gets lucky with the right hand. Listen, there's no lucky punch. I respect Wilder, but there's levels in the right and can't always win you a fight when you step up. It's love, bro, sub life. Great, man. All right. Luck, you're right. You can't always win with luck. But remember, he has 40 wins, 39 knockouts. He knocked out everyone he faced. Everyone. And it's not been luck. It's been timing. It's been skills. It's been him disguising it behind that jab. By his reach being so long, and he's keeping that jab in your face, that by the time that jab come down, a right hand is followed. And guys, listen, when he lands with his right hand, this mother effer is coming with comics. It's coming with stars. It got so much gravitation behind it that when it lands on your face, it feels like a nuclear explosion went off. If you don't believe me, ask Luis Ortiz, who had lots of energy and thought he was going to finish Wilder, and until he got caught with a right hand. Ask Vern in the first round, once Vern thought he had a tight guard, and Wilder slid that right hand in there, as soon as he hit him, it's like a teacher told him to sit down. And that's exactly what he did, man. Again, T-Dog was Blazing the Sports, guys. Listen, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button. Just, love for the sport, love for boxing, giving you my knowledge. And you know what? The one thing I like about Anthony is, because I like when people challenge me. I like when people agree. I have nothing against anybody, and I like the interaction. So, guys, if you disagree with me, come in here. If you agree with me, I love that as well, obviously. But do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. That way other people can see it. Anthony comes back at your boy T-Dub. Listen, guys, quick recap. Dillian Whyte just blessed Lucs Browne with about 4 or 5 ounces of holy water that's going to have him sleeping for the next 2 or 4 or 5 birthdays. He was knocked out cold. They had to wake him up with all kind of stuff. They put big butts in his face. They put, bread. They did everything to try to wake him up, guys, and it did not happen. All right, so he comes back, and Anthony says Joshua fought much better competition. He knocked out everyone he faced, and he is unified twice in 20 fights. Why Wilder hasn't tried to unify after 40 broke? Well, Wilder didn't even have the opportunities that Joshua actually have. To be honest, I think Joshua is getting probably managed or marketed better. The people that Joshua's on right now set a lot of those fights up. You telling me you don't think Deontay? All right, let's do this. I call Charles Martin a demigod. You telling me you don't think Deontay Wilder would have fought Charles Martin? I'll call him a demigod because when he was talking smack to Anthony Joshua, he said, I'm going to step right over you. I'm going to walk right over you. I'll walk this earth like a god, like a god, like a god. And he stepped in that ring with Joshua, and Joshua made an example of him and beat Demigod Martin. Well, Demigod Martin really wasn't no top champion. Who is Demigod Martin beat? Martin ain't really beat nobody. Listen, when Martin had the title, and I told people, I said, listen, they said, Martin's going to beat Joshua. I'm like, listen, no, I don't think so, man. Martin makes a lot of mistakes. He's really not that good. I had a lot of friends go against me because I said Anthony Joshua is going to smoke him like a pack of cool Newports, 100s, or whatever else you smoke, and he's going to get him out of there. And that's exactly what he did. The real question is, how come anybody haven't fought Luis Ortiz? And then, like, you know what? Let's push that to the side. Let's talk about this. No matter who they fought, you have Anthony Joshua, number 1, right? 20 wins, 20 knockouts. Nobody really want to step to him for real, except for Tyson Fury, which he's still trying to get his things right. And you have Deontay Wilder. Wilder, a fighter, saying, I don't care if you say who I ducked. I'm trying to fight you. Let's make the fight happen. What does Joshua do? Joshua says, if you keep asking for the fight, I'm going to freeze you out. Is a way of saying I'm not going to fight you. Sky Sports hired Deontay Wilder to come commentate. Wilder did not say anything about getting in the ring. Joshua, paranoid, says, I'm going to ban him from getting in the ring. Why? Because you don't want the man that's number 2 to jump in the ring and say, I want to challenge you. He's not going to fight him. He's not going to punch him. He might say bomb squad, but you know what? If he says, I challenge you, Anthony Joshua going to either say, let's make the fight work, or I don't want to fight. Otherwise, why would you prevent somebody from getting in the ring that didn't even ask to get in the ring the first time? Deontay Wilder, let me ask you another question. Who is the real fighter? What fighter really wants to fight? Deontay Wilder is saying, I want to fight and unify at every cost. Anthony Joshua is talking about doing a rematch with Dillian Whyte. Somebody that he slept. Somebody that he had folded up like Brussels. Listen, guys. This is your boy T-Dub, what's blazing the sports. We're going to do a recap. Dillian Whyte wants a shot at Deontay Wilder. He most likely he might end up getting it if he doesn't have to fight a Brazil, Dominic Brazil fight off. Whyte might beat Dominic Brazil because Dominic Brazil, he's one of those fighters that's he's big, but he has a lot of flaws. Joshua got to get past Parker. But the fight between Wilder and Dillian Whyte might actually happen. If it happens, I think Wilder's going to knock him out. The one thing I ask from you, Anthony, if the fight happens, and if Deontay Wilder knock out Dillian Whyte, all I do is ask you to come back and say, bro, you were right. He wasn't ducking Dillian Whyte. He was trying to hit Dillian Whyte with a right hand that slept him like he slept all other 40 opponents that he ever fought. But guys, it's your boy T-Dub with Blazing the Sports. Hope you guys have a great night. Please sub, please like, please share. T-Dub with Blazing the Sports. We're here live.